WCBI News at 9 on CW4 starts now.
It takes 3 supervisors to agree to call a special meeting, and right now it's apparent that's not going to happen. Thanks for joining us tonight at 9 o'clock. After the Lowndes County Board of Supervisors President Harry Sanders made racial remarks in a local newspaper, supervisors and the community are now calling for his resignation. District 2 Supervisor Trip Harston says the first step to move forward is removing him as president because that's the only action the board can legally take. But Supervisors Leroy Brooks and Jeff Smith say no to a special called meeting. Trip Harston released a statement today saying Harry Sanders refuses to step down from the Lowndes County Board of Supervisors. Harston wants to call a special meeting, but not everyone is on the same page.
I'm urging them to join with me and let's call the meeting and do what we can do, which is vote to remove Harry as the president and to explore how and to move the monument.
As a board, all they can do is vote to remove Sanders as president, which is why District 5 Supervisor Leroy Brooks says there's no point in having a meeting.
What purpose does it serve? So you've got a bigot from the head of the table to the side of the table, but he's still in the room, and it doesn't serve any purpose.
The racial comments lessening black people has landed Lowndes County in the national spotlight. Harston says whatever action the board can take needs to happen.
I'm just asking for cooperation here. This is a time that we can come together. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. It's time to come together and let's get this done. The nation is watching.
Watching what some say has been an issue in Lowndes County for years. Until Harry Sanders is off the board, Brooks says the consequences could be detrimental to the growth of Lowndes County.
I think the people in this community are going to see it's going to be an economic development drought. I think the link understands, and so it's not a personal fight with Harry.
Harston also mentioned he wants to discuss moving the statue at this special called meeting if it happens. Now, you may remember Monday he voted against it, but says after meeting with people in his district, he's decided it's best to move it to Friendship Cemetery.
I heard from a lot of them that said, hey, we do think that Friendship Cemetery is a great place for it if that's where it can go. And a lot of my constituents said we think that's appropriate, and I listened to them.
Well, few things speak louder than sports in the South, and the commissioner of the Southeastern Conference is using that voice to call for change. In a statement released this afternoon, Greg Sankey called on Mississippi leaders to change the state's flag, saying in part, quote, "Our students deserve an opportunity to learn and compete in environments that are inclusive and welcoming to all," end quote. Sankey also suggests that unless there is a change to the flag, quote, there will be consideration of precluding Southeastern Conference championship events from being conducted in the state of Mississippi, end quote. Sankey's full statement can be seen over on our website at WCBI.com.
We are just about at peak daylight, so these are the longest days of the year. We are still getting some daylight even into the 9 o'clock hour, just a little bit, but there's some daylight on the western horizon. You can see just a taste of that in Columbus and Louisville. All right, temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s. Some spots already cooling into the lower 70s, so let's just say 70s across the board here. Very nice. The wind is calm. We had a few isolated showers around. A lot of that going away. Still a few clouds out there, but overall a quiet night is expected. For tomorrow, we've got Cali Girl helping us out. Our first alert forecast for tomorrow. Back into the 90-degree range. Can't rule out a stray shower. A little bit warmer, but most spots stay dry. Your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
Mississippi continues to see new COVID-19 cases and outbreaks, and state leaders are still leaning on folks to take some personal responsibility in slowing the spread. Courtney Ann Jackson explains.
Summer will officially start in a few days, but state leaders say they're already looking at the chance of higher rates of COVID-19 in the fall.
But there's no amount of preparation that can prepare for a tidal wave of cases. It's like mopping up the floor, but you won't turn the sink off. So we got to turn the sink off.
Students are expected to return to the public university campuses in the fall. Guidelines were released today by the Safe Start Task Force, and they asked those schools to be flexible and prepared for any changes in the event of a resurgence of cases. The report does not say that they are requiring masks, but says they are strongly encouraging them. They'll also suggest things like adjusting attendance policies so students won't be penalized if they miss due to COVID-19 symptoms.
In classrooms, in controlled environments, there's always going to be some risk, but it can be minimized. It's the other things that are going to kill us. And this is the summer, and we can't even stop fraternity parties in the summer. So, you know, I'm gravely concerned.
State Health Officer Dr. Thomas Dobbs notes he's been disappointed with folks' lack of following simple measures to slow the spread.
Coronavirus is out there. My head is sore from banging it on the wall. Wear a mask, social distance. Don't do mass gatherings, and certainly follow the rules. You don't want me to see me with a bruise up here next time.
Governor Tate Reeves attended Simpson County Deputy James Blair's funeral Wednesday without a mask. We ask why, after he continues to urge others to wear them.
I did have a mask. It was in my pocket. I should have put it on. The fact of the matter is, if y'all want to shame me for the way in which I handled it, go for it.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Dr. Dobbs saying gravely concerned. That's some strong words there. Now, as a follow-up to yesterday's story about the rise in cases in Oxford, we now know that stemmed from an off-campus fraternity rush party, and they believe the town is now in the midst of an outbreak because of it. Lowndes County drivers, they may need to find an alternate route starting Monday. We'll tell you about a bridge repair project that's about to start when we come back.
WCBI News at 9 on CW4 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back, everyone. A portion of a busy East Columbus Road will be closed for a bridge repair. Crews will start repairing the bridge on Limburg Road near the intersection of Highway 50 on Monday. Now, it'll take approximately 2 weeks to complete the work. Detour signs will be in place, sending northbound drivers down West Limburg Road. It's believed debris from floodwaters caused most of the deterioration. Engineers found the damage, which needs to be repaired immediately.
few weeks ago, City of Columbus was made aware by the State Aid Engineer's Office that the bridge on Lindbergh had one piling that had some deterioration on it, and the whole bent was really in decay to some degree, to the point that it needs to be repaired. So the city went into action immediately and obtained 2 quotes to get that repaired. It's the same type of repair we had to do on this bridge in 2016.
The work is expected to be finished around July the 6th. Monroe County City is seeing strong economic activity in spite of COVID-19 related shutdowns. Work is underway on several new businesses in Emory, and the most recent sales tax revenues are stronger than last year during the same time. The director of Emory Main Street says the city is thriving because Shop Local is more than just a catchy phrase.
I have inquiries weekly about people that are interested in coming downtown and coming to Emory, and we have just a lot of good things going. We have, a really nice coffee shop. Now we're about to have a couple of new restaurants, and we have several really good boutiques and shopping places downtown, and Emory's just becoming a place where people do want to eat, shop, and play.
Now, the Emory Railroad Festival, it was canceled over COVID-19 concerns, but Cruisin' Emory is still set for July 25th. That event draws thousands of people to the city. State college leaders vote to approve the relocation of a Confederate monument on the Ole Miss campus. Trustees on the Institutions of Higher Learning Board made that move this morning. Our Stephanie Poole has reaction from campus.
This Confederate monument has been on Ole Miss's campus since 1906. Various campus groups voted to have it moved, and it was also requested by the chancellor. I spoke with a few students who have drafted the resolution over a year ago.
In March of 2019, last year, myself and 5 other current students, we wrote a resolution that passed through the Associated Student Body that called for the relocation of the Confederate monument.
Ole Miss graduate Leah Davis says it feels good to see all the work she and other students have done end with a success. However, Davis says the group faced backlash during the process.
Sure, we went through some pretty serious social media intimidation, very serious threats that we received. I think now it's calmed down just a little bit, but we know that what we're doing is right. We know that what we called for is to recontextualize history and to really right the wrongs of the past. So,
member Ariel Hudson says after years of seeing the statue, she's hopeful all students on campus will feel more included.
I feel good to know that all of our hard work and those long nights, aren't going in vain. But I would be remiss not to recognize and praise the work of student leaders way before me, before I even got to the University of Mississippi, who also pushed, for this to happen. I feel like we were just lucky enough to be the right group at the right time.
And other students are supporting the decision to move the monument.
I feel like if it makes someone uncomfortable, why not be as inclusive as possible and just take it down, because it's not helping anything or anyone.
I think now it's time for us to hold the university leadership accountable as to what that relocation process looks like. I want to make sure that nothing that we stand for is being backtracked.
The date of the statue removal has not yet been released. Reporting in Oxford, Stephanie Poole, WCBI News.
The university plans to have the statue moved before the fall semester. All right, we're going to send things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, summer is here and the first actual day is coming up soon.
Saturday, it's still spring.
That's so weird.
Can you believe it?
It's so weird.
No, and we're talking about temperatures in the 90s here still. All right, the comfort index getting back into that humid/muggy zone by the end of the week and the next week. It's already feeling a little bit more humid out there now. Your full forecast is next. Stay with us.
your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast on CW4 with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
We've got to stay cool going into this first weekend of summer. Ways to stay cool. Well, how about an ice cream cone, a milkshake, maybe a malt, popsicle, or a sundae? I just put this up on our WCBI Weather Facebook account. Most folks choosing the popsicle, although we have 2 votes for the sundae, no votes for the shake or the ice cream just yet. Go over to our Facebook page and chime on into the equation there. But it's going to be a warm weekend down along the Gulf Coast. Gulf Shores, 87 Saturday and Sunday. A pretty good beach weekend, though. For you in Louisville tomorrow, we start out in the low to mid-60s. Mainly clear tonight, a lot of sun in the morning, and then we'll gradually warm. Look at this, by midday, mid-80s, and flirting with 90 degrees again in the afternoon. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy now. The last 2 days, we've had a few isolated showers here across northeast Mississippi and west Alabama. Cannot rule that out, but at this point, more sun, more clouds than anything else here as we close out this work week. The UV index at 10, so that's way up there. Just plan accordingly. That sun very powerful. We keep harping on that, but it's summertime, or almost summertime. That starts Saturday. Gorgeous sunset here in Tupelo. Those clouds went away. That's our Alpha Insurance Camera Network. We have some big-time storms rumbling here in Texas tonight, also across the Midwest, up here in Kansas, in Nebraska, Iowa, also up into Minnesota. And some of that activity is with a front that could actually get down in here sometime early next week. Let's show you that. There's the front. For tomorrow, we're looking pretty good overall as we roll on into your Saturday and Sunday, too. Not too bad here. Not a lot of moisture. Can't rule it out, though. But as that front gets a little bit closer, we'll have a better chance for some scattered showers and storms as we get into early next week. Let's show you that with your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. And we do have a very warm weekend. Low to mid-90s here Saturday and Sunday. Father's Day Sunday, so don't forget that. A pretty good chance for some scattered storms starting Monday, lasting through next Thursday.
All right, thanks so much, Keith. Well, each year, about 750,000 Americans seek treatment for a hernia. Experts believe that hundreds of thousands suffer in silence out of fear of having surgery. Dr. Brad Beckham, a general surgeon at Baptist Golden Triangle, discusses why it's nothing to be afraid of.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brad Beckham, general surgeon and part of the surgical team at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. Tonight, we will talk about various treatment options available for hernia repair. It is important to remember that once a hernia has formed, the only cure is a surgical procedure. Hernias will only get bigger with time. They do not heal on their own or with medications. In some instances, with only mild symptoms, or if you are not able to have surgery due to other medical problems, a special supportive device may be prescribed to help manage the hernia and decrease the symptoms. Traditionally, hernias were repaired using your body's own tissues and stitches to close the hole. While this worked pretty well for some hernias, approximately 25% of hernias repaired this way would come back. In most cases today, we repair hernias with a man-made mesh that is inserted to strengthen the layers of the abdominal wall. Using mesh has greatly lowered the percentage of having hernias return. Your surgeon may discuss repair through open surgery with the traditional larger incision or through minimally invasive surgery. Minimally invasive surgeons, like myself, are frequently able to repair even large hernias through a few very small incisions using a camera and special instruments, or even the Da Vinci surgical robot. The advantage of a minimally invasive repair is less pain at the time of surgery. You are frequently able to return to normal activity within days instead of weeks to months with open surgery. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle.
A historic football game is coming for the state of Mississippi. The details on the SEC versus SWAC matchup next in sports.
Here's WCBI Sports on CW4 with Tom Ebel.
For the first time in the history of Ole Miss football, an HBCU program will take on the Rebels inside Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. Ole Miss and Alcorn State scheduling a meeting in Oxford for September 9th, 2028. Alcorn State will be the first SWAC opponent Rebels football will have faced. Both athletic directors are excited to be a part of history.
For us in our state, we want to make sure that we're going to have those matchups. I think having the HBCU matchup is something that's long overdue, and that's something Derek and I talked about. Obviously, Derek has his tie to Ole Miss, a great Rebel, played basketball here, and a dear friend. So just something that we felt like made a lot of sense, and we were thankful we found that date in 2028 to make it happen.
It's so important for us as institutions within the state to compete against each other, and I'm so happy I had a chance to develop this relationship and this opportunity with my dear friend Keith Carter. Keith Carter is a longtime member of the Ole Miss family, being a student athlete when I worked there as an administrator, and having an opportunity to work with him to pull this together was so important. In the past years, I've had conversations with different administrators, but Keith was the cog and the key for this important game.
In more college football scheduling news, the Alabama Crimson Tide and Ohio State Buckeyes have agreed to a home-and-home series for 2027 and 2028. 2027 will be in Columbus, Ohio, 2028 in Tuscaloosa. The two have met 4 previous times, with the last being Ohio State's 42-35 win in the 2015 Sugar Bowl. Current Tennessee Titan and former Mississippi State Bulldog and Knoxville County Tiger Jeffrey Simmons is giving back to his hometown. The NFL first-round pick is hosting a football camp at Knoxville County High School on Friday, July 10th and Saturday, July 11th. Those interested can register at jeffreysimmons.com. Area hirings around North Mississippi. In the sports world, Caledonia hiring Tony Seals as its newest head boys basketball coach. Seals spending time at New Hope and South Lamar. West Lowndes hires Michael Huffman to lead its boys basketball program. Huffman was the McAdams girls head coach. And Tupelo hiring Haley Parker as its newest softball coach. Parker, an assistant for the Lady Wave for the past 2 years, and also played at Nettleton. That's it for sports. We'll be back right after the break.
Scott, it's going to be hot. That's the forecast.
That's why you got the popsicles and sundaes and
yeah, a lot of votes for the popsicle.
Cones. They all sound good. Thanks so much, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. Go grab one of them popsicles if you want
good.
one. We'll see you tomorrow.